Alright, what is up everyone? This is Mac Inside here. Today I'm going to be teaching you all about lighting. So obviously, a lot of people are kind of wondering how I do my lighting and things like that. So I'm kind of just here to show you how I do my lighting. It's actually a really simple process. It's really, not even hard. Like you won't really need global illumination, ambient occlusion. Of course, I would rather suggest both of those. It's kind of first of all, I have Bandicam open, I have Fraps open somehow, and I have some things downloading in the background. Also, Adobe After Effects is open in the background. So if I see my thing kind of skipping frames there, sorry about that. I have a really awesome computer, but just the back kind of things. If I have a lot of background, also, like activity. So, as you can see here, this is just a normal light. It's really not that complicated. It's actually really, really simple. Um, Obviously, if you really want to kind of go into, more of details with it, there's a details tab, inverse clamped, and make it actually, like, really either available or visual or anything like that. It, doesn't really have to affect anything. So this is going to be on volumetric lighting. So I know a lot of people that do Cinema 40 now are Minecraft animators. So let me go ahead and start with one of the let's go to one of these. Like, let's go to Big House. So the maker of this pack is, I believe, Totally Epic Omar. I'm not too familiar. I've seen him on Skype a few times, but I don't really know who he is entirely. But I know he rigs. But anyhow, so this is going to be on based of really anything. You can kind of do this on like Minecraft animations, intros, anything like that. So I'll just go ahead and shut up and get to the teaching. Alright, so first, you're going to need a light, of course. The light can really go anywhere. I suggest it anywhere that has like kind of like a solid slate kind of like in between area, so you can slide lights through. But obviously we don't all have the opinion of adult or same. So spot, and let's go ahead and forward this over this way. Let's go ahead and enlarge it, and kind of like, you can do whatever you want really with it. It's obviously anyone's kind of opinion on how they want to do this. So area, then we just go to volumetric. It's really not that complicated. Obviously, I'm going to be a little bit more detailed with this tutorial, kind of like about like how volumetric works and things like that. It's really, it can get really complicated after a while, and I understand because I was once one of those people that were like wondering what the random effector was, and I was just the most retarded person ever. So this is one version of what they may call the volumetric lighting, and you see it kind of like makes like a little bit more of kind of a pass through here. So I'm going to go ahead and pause this and actually make a scene from this. Okay, so here we are. This is the scene, and looks pretty okay. Obviously we need to fix the volumetric lighting, which that will be easy because, it's more of the less, it's easy. I mean, there's nothing really I can say about it. It's just, yeah. So, we can also obviously make it a little bit more realistic instead of actually just like ending off in the process of the light. So you can either face it to the ground kinda and give it more of a kind of like feel to it. Obviously I see I screwed up there. This has got to be this one. Yeah. Okay. So let's go ahead and look at the lighting without the volumetric scales. So as you see here, it looks really beautiful. It's not that bad actually. It looks pretty, yeah, looks pretty good. Okay, so then we do the first layer. See here, it's really foggy, kinda. So we kind of want. Then again, stretch it out a bit more. Really doesn't matter. And there we go. It's quite a bit of volumetric there. So that's one of them. Obviously, the you can see the line right here, but you can easily fix that by kind of just rolling this back a bit and, kind of just going with it. So Put this down. Then we have this. Obviously, I don't really use the second layer of volumetric because I obviously don't really care for it. See here, it kind of overdoes the lighting and it makes that little effect again. So, let's go back here. I think it's this way. This is the, okay, that's the volumetric. This is the lighting. Alright. So let's just forward this back over. So that's one way to do volumetric lighting, kinda. It's really different from a lot of people's lightings. Or we can always just undo this, because that also kinda helps out with volumetric scaling and things like that. I don't obviously always use fall off. I use it once in a while if I really care for it. So this is a little bit of how I do lighting a bit. So obviously you don't need all these right here. I mean, you can kind of just try and keep up with just the stuff you got, and yeah. Freddy Style did a lot of tutorials on this kind of lighting, volumetric and things like that, so I obviously really liked how he did his tutorials, so I'm going to have his channel in the description below, and because that guy, he's an amazing animator. He's got some really nice talent, and he really needs to get it out there, kind of, because, you know, just one small channel isn't really going to do too much help, though, and he really needs to kind of at least get a little bit more noticed. So hopefully at least I can get him about 3 or more people notice him, or people already know who he is. So as we continue on with the lighting process, just something small. You don't have to watch the rest of this. This is just, you know, this here. Show you how I do a lot of my lighting. Obviously, I use fall off for these kind of, like, well, I actually use linear mainly, though, if I really care. So we just kind of put this wherever we want. So then we can kind of shift, and then we can shift back. So as you can see here, there's an awful lot of lighting. It seemed like a really big kind of process, which it really isn't. It's more of just the lesser of kind of getting things together. So let's go ahead and try and render this out. Obviously, it may take a second. I mean, I know I have a sexy computer, but you know, I mean. Alright, so it's looking pretty good. Obviously, the volumetric over there is looking really bleh. So, we can fix that real quick, actually, because that's not even a really hard process to fix. Okay. So you could tweak around with the lighting a bit for it. Obviously, this is going pretty different than I expected, but it's actually really good. I like it, because I was more of hoping for the a different, more looking effect into it. So it's just I'm kind of just wondering, like, what would happen if I hang on. Alright, so I think I found out what was wrong with it. I had it wrong in displays, and some of my settings for Cinema 4D were kind of tampering with it, but you shouldn't really get that problem, and it just really depends on what scene you're using. I was using this scene, this house area, or map, or OBJ, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, I hope you guys really enjoyed this. Sorry for the derpiness. I'm not really used to making tutorials out, lighting, MoGraph, simulation, random effect, and poly effects, all that. It's kind of new to me a bit, so hopefully I can get a little bit better, kind of like Anish was in them. So, peace.